me, I get it. You wanna come and get it? Yeah, by the way, Chat, what's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, everyone? Welcome in the stream, welcome in the stream, yeah. Welcome in the stream, yeah. Welcome in the stream, yeah. Alright, here's how it's gonna go. I'm gonna do shout outs. Here's how the stream's gonna go, okay? I'm gonna do shout outs. Shout outs, write names on paper. I'm gonna write your guys' names on the board if you donate. The bigger the dono, the bigger the circle you get around your name, okay? So you try to, it's basically a war to take over the entire board, if that makes sense. It's a war to take over the board. And so, yeah, and then $50 is name on my hand, 100 is a front flip, 100 is a front flip, 200 I'll subscribe to you, 300 you get your name on the wall. So, yeah, those are the donor rewards and stuff. But, yeah, let's get right to it. Everyone leave a like on the stream. Let's get to 266,000. We need 400 more subs, guys. We got this. Let me get my stuff out. Charge my phone. Everyone hit that like button on the stream. Let's go. Let's get to 50 likes, y'all. Let's get to 50 likes. Alright, y'all. Piece of paper. Comment your names in the chat. Hit that sub button. If you donate, you get your name on the board. The bigger the dono, the bigger the circle. You're competing with other people. What's up, Kira? And rewards for different amounts of donos are up there. So, yeah, guys. It's going to be a good stream. I know it's going to be a good stream. Let's get to it. Everyone do me a favor. Everyone do me a favor and double click your screens. Double click your screens to like up the stream. Once we get to 75 likes, I'll start writing your guys' names, giving you shout outs. So everyone do me a favor, double tap your screens like this. Look, guys. That's all you got to do. Double tap them like this. Boom, 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 boom. Everyone hit that like button. Thank you so much. We'll get some likes started here soon. I mean, shout outs. Come on, y'all. What's up, Tati? Thank you for joining the stream. All right, guys. Come on, 2 more people like the stream. We're going to get to some shout-outs. I got some tea, guys. Large. All right, let's get some shout-outs. Shout-out to Sailor for subscribing. Shout-out to Jesse for subscribing. Shout out to Lisa for subscribing. Shout out to Evie for subscribing. Shout out to Maddie for subscribing. Shout out to Emmett for subscribing. Shout out to Iris for subscribing. Thank you so much. Skylar for subscribing. Thank you, Vay, for subscribing. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Cara, for subscribing. Thank you, Madeline, for subscribing. What type of tea? It's black tea. Shout out to Lila for subscribing. Shout out to Isabella for subscribing. Shout out to Lily for subscribing. Shout out to Emily for subscribing. Shout out to Lila for subscribing. Ava for subscribing. Anna for subscribing. Parker for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat. Thank you so much, Adeline, for subscribing. Thank you, Aisha, for subscribing. Thank you, Morgan, for subscribing. Thank you, Lily, for subscribing. Thank you, Emmy, for subscribing. Thank you, Ava, for subscribing. Thank you, Adeline, for subscribing. Thank you, Kira, for subscribing. Thank you, Parker, for subscribing. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Alan, for subscribing. Thank you, Elaine, for subscribing. Hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat, guys. Everyone do me a favor, guys. Do me a favor, and everyone in the stream, do me a favor. Double tap your screens like this to like the stream. Everyone double click your streams like this. You just watched my jet ski video. Hey, W's. We're almost at 100 likes, guys. So let's go. We hit 100 likes. I'm going to start some shout-outs back up in a second. If you guys donate, you get your name on the board. And basically, the bigger the dono, the bigger the circle you get around your name. And, like, whoever has the biggest dono gets the biggest circle. And you'll get it soon. $50 is name on my hand. 100 is a front flip. 200, I'll subscribe to you. 300 plus is name on my wall. All right, chat, let's get started. Let's get some more names going. Comment your names in the chat. Hit that sub one. Shout out to Riley. Shout out to Sarah for subscribing. Shout out to Keon for subscribing. Shout out to Mackenzie for subscribing. Shout out to Reese for subscribing. Shout out to Carly for subscribing. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Emma for subscribing. Shout out to Delilah for subscribing. What's up, Hannah? Shout out to Faith for subscribing. Shout out to Anna for subscribing. Shout out to Elaney for subscribing. Shout out to Toka for subscribing. Shout out to Faith for subscribing. Hannah, you missed a chill live earlier. I just talked. Julia for subscribing. Shout out to Jared for subscribing. Thank you so much. Brantley for subscribing. Thank you, Ava, for subscribing. Thank you, Stephanie, for subscribing. Thank you, Bew, for subscribing. Thank you, Lily, for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Shout out to Asa. Shout out to Kaylin. Shout out to Maya. Shout out to Bree for subscribing. Hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Shout out to Adeline for subscribing. Shout out to Aiden for subscribing. Shout out to Gia for subscribing. Shout out to Hadley for subscribing. Shout out to Jay for subscribing. Shout out to Aiden for subscribing. Shout out to Josiah for subscribing. Shout out to Quinn for subscribing. Hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out, guys. We're getting closer to the 266,000 subs, guys. Let's get there. Everyone do me a favor and double tap your screens on the live stream like this. Everyone double tap your screens like this. Everyone double click your screens like this. Let's get to 200 likes. Once we get to 200... Once we get to 250 likes, I'll start doing more shoutouts. Everyone double tap your screens like this. Do me a favor. Thank you so much, guys. Hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want a shout out. Thank you guys so much for supporting. Let's go. We're getting closer to our like goal. Hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat for a shout out. Really appreciate y'all. I post daily content. I do weekly vlogs, almost daily live streams. It's pretty active channel here. So if you want to sub, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. It's up to you. But if you do, you can comment your name in the chat, get a shout out. Shout out to Chelsea for subscribing. Shout out to Alexis for subscribing. Shout out to Brantley for subscribing. Shout out to Jay for subscribing. Shout out to Ava for subscribing. Shout out to Quinn for subscribing. Shout out to Abby for subscribing. Shout out to Della for subscribing. Shout out to Hads for subscribing. Shout out to Haley for subscribing. Shout out to Della for subscribing. Shout out to Mackenzie for subscribing. Shout out to JMO for subscribing. Shout out to Maddie for subscribing. Shout out to Aaron for subscribing. Shout out to Nate for subscribing. Shout out to Isabella for subscribing. Shout out to Samantha for subscribing. Shout out to Everly for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Lily for subscribing. Shout out to Isabella for subscribing. Shout out to Aaliyah for subscribing. Shout out to Sage for subscribing. Shout out to Kaylee for subscribing. Shout out to Nate for subscribing. Shout out to Avery for subscribing. Shout out to Carson for subscribing. Shout out to Wade for subscribing. If you guys donate, you get your name on the board. You get your name on the board and a reward depending on how much you donate. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate all of y'all. Everyone double tap your screens on the stream like this. Everyone double tap your screens like this. Double tap your screens like this, guys. Let's get to 300 likes. Thank you so much. Double tap your screens. Let's get to 300 likes. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, let's get back to some shoutouts in a second. Once we get to 315 likes, I'll do shoutouts, guys. Everyone hit that like button up top. We're almost at 300 likes. Once we get to 315, I'll do more shoutouts. If you donate, you get your name on the board and the amount next to it. Let's go, let's go. Shout out to Amelia for subscribing. Thank you, Amelia. Shout out to Tessa for subscribing. Shout out to Rayleigh for subscribing. Shout out to Shania for subscribing. Shout out to Nicole for joining back on the stream from last night. Shout out to Helen for subscribing. Shout out to Tessa for subscribing. Thank you so much. Shout out to Olivia for subscribing. Appreciate you. Shout out to Maddie for subscribing. Shout out to Kaba for subscribing. Shout out to Sky for subscribing. Shout out to Lily for subscribing. Caitlin, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Trevor, for subscribing. Thank you, Malachi, for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out. Shout out to Asher for subscribing. Autumn for subscribing. Lily for subscribing. Honor for subscribing. Zane for subscribing. Avery, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Connor, for subscribing. Thank you, Jonathan, for subscribing. Thank you, TJ, for subscribing. Thank you, Prince, for subscribing. Thank you, Josiah, for subscribing. Thank you, Vivian, for subscribing. Thank you, Ava, for subscribing. Thank you, Josiah, for subscribing. Thank you, Kana, for subscribing. Thank you, Tatiana, for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out. We're almost at 266,000 subs, which is absolutely insane, guys. Road to 300K. Thank you guys so much for joining. I post daily shorts. I do weekly long-form videos and almost daily live streams, guys. I'm very active on this channel. Shout out to Michael for subscribing. Shout out to Emily for subscribing. Shout out to Haley for subscribing. Shout out to Clara for subscribing. Shout out to Addie for subscribing. Shout out to Aubrey for subscribing. Shout out to Beckett for subscribing. Shout out to Sully for subscribing. Shout out to Callie for subscribing. Shout out to Gio for subscribing. Shout out to Dalen for subscribing. Shout out to Shania for subscribing. Shout out to Savannah for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat, guys. Shout out to Chrissy for subscribing. Shout out to Stephanie for subscribing. Shout out to Lizzie for subscribing. Shout out to Haley for subscribing. Guys, thank you so much. We are getting so close to 266,000, guys. Everyone hit that subscribe button in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We're 115 subs away from 266. Everyone comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out. Shout out to Lizzie for subscribing. Shout out to Avery for subscribing. Shout out to, I just ate a glizzy. Oh, wow. Was it a good hot dog? Shout out to Helena for subscribing. Shout out to Colton for subscribing. Shout out to Ellie for subscribing. Shout out to Jaden for subscribing. Grace for subscribing. Tegan for subscribing. Ellen for subscribing. Shout out to Bennett for subscribing. Thank you so much. Shout out to Bree for subscribing. Shout out to Elsie for subscribing. Shout out to Will for subscribing. Shout out to Kenu for subscribing. Shout out to Sage for subscribing. Thank you so much, Bennett, for subscribing. Thank you, Drew, for subscribing. Thank you, Richie, for subscribing. Thank you, Celeste, for subscribing. Thank you, Katie, for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out. Everyone, do me a favor real quick and double tap your screens. If everyone's double taps your screens, then we can probably get to 500 likes soon. Everyone, double tap your screens like this to like the stream. It helps out the stream a lot. Double tap it. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate y'all. I posted a vlog yesterday, so if you haven't watched that vlog yet, feel free to go watch that whenever you want. It's almost at 1,000 views, guys. Look, I'll show you. 943 views. Slip and slide kickball at the lake, guys. It's really interesting. It's only 3 minutes long. Pretty fun video if you want to go watch it. All right, chat. Let's get some more shout-outs in. 50 more subs for 266. Let's go. Spam, comment your names in the chat. Hit that sub button. Shout out to Brock for subscribing. Isabel for subscribing. Lizzie for subscribing. Savannah for subscribing. Lucila for subscribing. Louisa for subscribing. Wisdom for subscribing. Thank you, Peyton, for subscribing. Thank you, Tessa, for subscribing. Thank you, Bryn, for subscribing. Thank you, Lisa, for subscribing. Thank you, Edwin. Thank you, Will, for subscribing. Thank you, Issa, for subscribing. Thank you, Cora, for subscribing. Really appreciate you. Thank you, Lizzie, for subscribing. Thank you, Avery, for subscribing. Thank you, Kennedy, for subscribing. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you, Harper, for subscribing. Thank you, Win, for subscribing. If you guys donate, you get your name on the board. The bigger the donut, the bigger the circle around your name you get. Shout out to Ruby for subscribing. Addison for subscribing. Marin for subscribing. Axel for subscribing. So close to 500 likes. Oh, yeah, guys. Everyone double tap your screens. Let's get to 500 likes. Thank you so much. Thank you, Marlon, for subscribing. Thank you, Ellie, for subscribing. Thank you, Ava, for subscribing. Thank you guys so much for 266,000 subscribers. You guys are insane. Shout out to Hannah for being nice. Guys, if you donate, you get your name on the board for any donation. $50 is name on my hand in Sharpie. $100 I have to do a front flip. $200 I'll subscribe to you. $300 plus is name on my wall in Sharpie. Let's go, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Comment your names in the chat. Thank you so much for 500 likes. Just in a minute, guys, we'll get back to writing more names and shout-outs. But in a second, guys, look. Everyone do me a favor. If you haven't already, double tap your screen like this. Everyone double tap your screen like this on the stream so we can try to get to 600 likes. Thank you guys so much. hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Really appreciate y'all. Shout out to Emery for subscribing. LeBron for subscribing. Harmony for subscribing. Carly for subscribing. Taylor for subscribing. Shout out to Ida for subscribing. Exy for subscribing. Asher for subscribing. Erica for subscribing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mia, for subscribing. Thank you, Malva, for subscribing. Thank you, Cameron, for subscribing. Let's go, y'all. Thank you so much. Really appreciate y'all. If y'all want to, after this live stream, go watch this video, guys. We're trying to get it to 1,000 views. Shout out to Clara for subscribing. Shout out to Harper for subscribing. Shout out to Maddie for subscribing. What's up, Johnny? Shout out to Evan for subscribing. Shout out to Ava for subscribing. Shout out to Evie for subscribing. Shout out to Mary Kate for subscribing. Elizabeth for subscribing. Raphael for subscribing. Max for subscribing. Thank you guys so much. Hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat if you want to shout out. We might be able to get to 267,000 tonight. Who knows? Shout out to Jalen for subscribing. Shout out to Ellie for subscribing. Joseph, shout out to you for subscribing. Thank you so much. Lydia for subscribing. Shout out to Micah for subscribing. Shout out to Taylor for subscribing. Shout out to Mason for subscribing. Thank you guys so much. You need your girls in here. Who are your girls? Chat, we got one more row left on this side of the page, guys. We're going to get it done. Then we're going to flip the page, do the back, guys. Thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out. Let's go. Let's go, chat. Comment your names in the chat. Hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to Zaylee for subscribing. Shout out to Nicole for subscribing. Marlon for subscribing. Kate for subscribing. Jada for subscribing. Ali for subscribing. Allison for subscribing. Olivia, thank you for subscribing. Jelani for subscribing. Kinley, thank you for subscribing. Guys, let's try to get to 267,000 subs tonight. If you donate, you get your name on the board. Thank you guys so much for supporting tonight. Really appreciate you. Shout out to Elsie for subscribing. Dariana for subscribing. Marian for subscribing. Evelyn, thank you for subscribing. Soli for subscribing. Landon for subscribing. Xander for subscribing. Lydia, thank you so much for subscribing. Isaiah, thank you so much for subscribing. Gabby, thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate you. Mackenzie for subscribing. Shout out to Alina for subscribing. Shout out to Gabby for subscribing. Shout out to Ella for subscribing. Gina for subscribing. Jacob for subscribing. Max for subscribing. Malayla for subscribing. Thank you so much. Skylar for subscribing. Mila for subscribing. Clover for subscribing. Gavin for subscribing. Molly for subscribing. Thank you guys so much. Hit that subscribe button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out. Everyone, do me a favor and double tap your screens on the live like this. Everyone, double tap your screens like this. Let's get to 1,000 likes, guys. Thank you so much. Everyone, double tap your screens like that. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's try to get to 267,000 subs tonight. Really appreciate y'all. I post daily shorts. I do weekly long form videos. And I do everyday live streams if I can, guys. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any content. Let's go. Let's do some more shout outs. Shout out to Ali for subscribing. Luca for subscribing. Maya for subscribing. Alla for subscribing. What's going on? Nothing much. Shout out to Doc for subscribing. Henry for subscribing. Hannah, who's your favorite out of Landry, Gianna, and Reagan? Shout out to Jesse for subscribing. Shout out to Sophia for subscribing. Shout out to Ian for subscribing. Shout out to Liam for subscribing. Astrid for subscribing. Braden, thank you so much for subscribing. Shout out to Katie for subscribing. Thank you so much. Guys, hit that subscribe button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out. Really appreciate y'all. We're trying to get to 267,000 by the end of the stream. That would be insane, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Comment your names in the chat. Shout out to Harper for subscribing. Shout out to Evie for subscribing. Shout out to Catherine for subscribing. Shout out to Maddie for subscribing. Shout out to Chloe for subscribing. Shout out to Trevor for subscribing. Shout out to Nora for subscribing. Shout out to Ali for subscribing. Shout out to Nora. Shout out to Vivian for subscribing. Maddie for subscribing. Benjamin, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Max, for subscribing. Thank you, Hannah, for subscribing. You got to choose one, Hannah. If the rest disappeared, then you can only choose one. Shout out to Sam for subscribing. Eliza for subscribing. Rizma for subscribing. Rayleigh for subscribing. Guys, hit that subscribe button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out and your name written on the piece of paper. If you donate, you get your name on the board. So far, we have no donators in the stream, but we'll see who's going to be the first. $50 is name on my hand. 100 is a front flip. 200 I'll subscribe to you. 300 plus is name on my wall. Shout out to Ellie for subscribing. Shout out to Ray for subscribing. Shout out to JL for subscribing. Kenna for subscribing. Shout out to Laura for subscribing. Shout out to Livy for subscribing. Shout out to Beckett for subscribing. Shout out to Helise for subscribing. Virginia for subscribing. Bryn for subscribing. Caleb for subscribing. Thank you so much, guys. Hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat, guys. We're 600 subs away from 267,000. Everyone in the chat, do me a favor and double tap your screens like this. Let's try to get to 1,000 likes. Everyone double tap your screens like this. Let's go. I believe in us if everyone in here does that. It helps the live out a lot. Really appreciate it if you did that, guys. Guys, the long form video is almost at 1,000 views. If you guys want to go watch this after this live stream, it's at 945 views. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and go watch it if you want. Let's go, chat. Comment your names down in the chat. Hit that sub button if you want a shout out. Let's get to 267,000. Yo, Luna. Thank you so much, Luna, for the $1 dono. Luna is the first donator. So let's get Luna's name on the board, and she gets a pretty big circle. Let's get Luna for $1. Thank you so much, Luna. Guys, the more the donations, the bigger the board will get. And, like, the bigger the dono, the bigger the circle, if that makes sense. So, like, other people's names could shrink and yours could grow depending on how much, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, guys. But, yeah. Anyways, let's get back to shout-outs. Everyone comment your names in the chat. Hit that sub. Yo, Sias West. Thank you so much, West, for that $2 dono. Let's go, West. West, your name's going on the board. West's name is on the board. He is the top donator. He gets his circle a little bigger for $2. Thank you so much. Guys, I think you get the meaning or the point at this point. But yeah, guys, hit that subscribe button. Comment your names down in the chat. Everyone do me a favor. Double tap your screens like this. Let's go, chat. I'm going to do some shout-outs. Comment your names in the chat. Hit that sub button. Shout out to Jackson for subscribing. Shout out to Riley for subscribing. Shout out to Lincoln for subscribing. Shout out to Kylie for subscribing. Shout out to Trey for subscribing. Shout out to Brianna for subscribing. Shout out to Lincoln for subscribing. Shout out to Mila for subscribing. What's up, Kaylee? Shout out to Jace for subscribing. Shout out to Carson for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to Maria for subscribing. Niall for subscribing. Aubrey for subscribing. Thank you so much. Kinley for subscribing. Thank you, Sophia, for subscribing. Thank you, Scarlett, for subscribing. Thank you, Harley, for subscribing. Thank you, Cassidy, for subscribing. Thank you, Kira, for subscribing. Thank you, Asia, for subscribing. Thank you, Ava, for subscribing. Thank you, Allison, for subscribing. Thank you, Emma, for subscribing. Samantha with the $5 dono. Thank you so much, Samantha, for the $5 donation. You are the new top donator of the board. Let's get Samantha's name on the board. Samantha gets a pretty big circle, the biggest circle yet, for $5. Let's go. And Wes donates another $1. Thank you so much, Wes. You're up to $3. Let's get your updated amount. $3. Thank you guys so much. Hit that subscribe button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out. Let's go, y'all. Shout out to Veronica for subscribing. Shout out to Zach for subscribing. Shout out to Mava for subscribing. Shout out to Emmy for subscribing. Shout out to Zai for subscribing. Delaney for subscribing. Abigail, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Sadie, for subscribing. Thank you, Mia, for subscribing. Thank you, Lincoln, for subscribing. Samantha and Drew and Mackenzie. Oh my gosh, guys. Thank you so much, Samantha. Yours goes up to $10. Really appreciate you, Samantha. You're $40 away from the first reward. Drew's name's going to go on, and Mackenzie. Thank you guys so much. Drew gets their name on the board for $2. Thank you so much, Drew. Really appreciate you, bro. $2. And Mackenzie goes on for $1. Thank you guys so much. Guys, the bigger the dono, the bigger the circle you get. Hit that subscribe button. Comment your names in the chat. If you want your name on the board, all you got to do is donate. Really appreciate you guys. Yo, Wes, thank you so much, Wes, for the $2 dono. Let's change your amount, Wes, to $5. Really appreciate you, Wes. You are the second most donated to the stream. Hit that subscribe button. Comment your names in the chat, guys. We're going for 267,000. Yo, Wes with another 2. Wes, thank you so much, bro. You're actually a GOAT. Wes for another 2. You're up to $7. You're catching up to Samantha. Oh my goodness, and Samantha does another $10. Samantha is up to $20 donated. That makes her circle a lot bigger, guys. That makes Samantha's circle a lot bigger. Samantha, your circle is now huge, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Comment your names in the chat. The bigger the dono, the bigger the circle, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Comment your names down in the chat. I'm going to start doing some shout-outs. Everyone in the chat, do me a favor. Double tap your screens like this. Everyone double tap your screens like this. Let's get to 1,000 likes. All right, bet. Let's do some shout-outs, guys. I do need an eraser. You're right. Shout out to Lincoln for subscribing. Shout out to Darian for subscribing. Shout out to Carter for subscribing. Shout out to McKenna for subscribing. Thank you so much, Carter, again for subscribing. John for subscribing. Oh, wait. Did John get a $1? I don't see. No. Shout out to Kendall for subscribing. Shout out to Chloe for subscribing. Shout out to Rose for subscribing. Gracie for subscribing. Layla, thank you for subscribing. Nishan for subscribing. Tyler, thank you for subscribing. Haley for subscribing. Yo, Samantha, thank you so much for the $5 donut. Let's go, Samantha. She is up to $25, guys. She is 25 bucks away from the first reward, which is name on my hand for 50 bucks in Sharpie. There's different rewards for the higher donos, guys. Hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. If you donate, you get your name on the board. Shout out to Kona. Cody, shout out to Tina, shout out to Winnie for subscribing. Sophia, thank you for subscribing. Nora, thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much, Astrid, for subscribing. Thank you, Kylie, for subscribing. Thank you, Aubrey, for subscribing. Really appreciate you. Thank you, Jack, for subscribing. Thank you, Lincoln, for subscribing. Thank you, CJ, for subscribing. Zoe, for subscribing. Thank you, Madison, for subscribing. Thank you, Sydney, for subscribing. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Nisha, for subscribing. Thank you, Maury, for subscribing. Anaya, for subscribing. Azia, for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Shout out to Gianna. Shout out to Carson for subscribing. Shout out to Hanzo for subscribing. Shout out to Avery for subscribing. Camden for subscribing. Vange for subscribing. Campbell for subscribing. Lydia for subscribing. Samantha with another $5 dono. Samantha, thank you so much for $30 donated to the stream. You are 20 bucks away from the first reward, which is name on hand. Call in. Thank you so much for subscribing and the $2 dono. Let's get your name on the board. Call in. Call in for $2. So his circle is going to be about this big for the $2 dono. Thank you so much. Call in. The bigger the dono, the bigger the circle you get, guys. Samantha is in the lead with 30 bucks right now. Let's go. Thank you so much, guys. Hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out. Shout out to Josiah for subscribing. Shout out to Nishan for subscribing. Shout out to Ninja for subscribing. Shout out to Jayla for subscribing. Shout out to Nia for subscribing. Miles for subscribing. Max for subscribing. Landon for subscribing. Ethan for subscribing. Macy for subscribing. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate you guys. Before you leave the stream, guys, if you want to, at the end of the stream or right now, you can go watch my long form video I put out yesterday. It's slip and slide kickball. It's only 3 minutes long. Go check it out. We're trying to get it to 1,000 likes, guys. Go leave a like. 1,000 views. Go watch it. Go leave a like. Guys, I post daily shorts, weekly long form videos. I'm working on a long form video right now that I think you guys are going to like a lot. And I try to stream every single day. We are on our grind to 300K, guys. It's going to be awesome. Hit that subscribe button. Comment your names in the chat if you want to shout out. Let's go. Shout out to Colton for subscribing. Shout out to Skylar for subscribing. Shout out to Henley for subscribing. Shout out to Winnie for subscribing. Shout out to Jeff for subscribing. Shout out to Marina for subscribing. Shout out to Autumn for subscribing. Shout out to Layla for subscribing. Shout out to Joshua for subscribing. Shout out to Audrey for subscribing. Lincoln for subscribing. Carson for subscribing. Avery, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Alessandra, for subscribing. Sonia for subscribing. Thank you, Carson, for subscribing. Thank you, Jordan, for subscribing. Thank you, Kate, for subscribing. Anna, for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat for a shout out. Thank you, Amber, for subscribing. Thank you, Emily, for subscribing. Thank you, Ariana, for subscribing. Thank you, Lydia, for subscribing. Jen, for subscribing. Henley, for subscribing. Colt, for subscribing. Naya, for subscribing. Taylor, for subscribing. And Campbell for subscribing. Guys, we're so close to 267,000. Let's go. This stream has been going so well thanks to you guys and Jesus, bro. This is actually insane, bro. I was expecting just to get to 266, and we're already at 267,000 subscribers, guys. Comment your names down in the chat. Hit that sub button. Journey to 300K, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the stream. I post daily shorts, weekly long form videos, weekly or daily live streams if I can. And this next long form video that I put out is going to be insane, guys. I'm going to try to keep doing long form videos because I like doing them. I hope you guys enjoy them as well. But yeah, let's get to it. Let's get some more shout-outs, guys. Shout out to Henley for subscribing. Shout out to Jake for subscribing. Shout out to Weston for subscribing. Camilla for subscribing. Shout out to Gerald for subscribing. Shout out to Sana for subscribing. Rafa for subscribing. Henley for subscribing. Josh for subscribing. Thank you so much. Quincy for subscribing. Thank you. Olivia for subscribing. Thank you. Lily for subscribing. Thank you. Braylon for subscribing. Thank you. Mara for subscribing. Thank you, Lily, for subscribing. Thank you, Olivia, for subscribing. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Boston, for subscribing. Thank you, Mac Bright, for subscribing. Thank you, Renice, for subscribing. Thank you, Lacey, for subscribing. Thank you, Kaylia, for subscribing. Boston, for subscribing. Andrew, for subscribing. Ron, for subscribing. Guys, make sure you turn on your notifications so you can know when I upload videos or go live. Make sure you turn on that notification bell. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Ruthie for subscribing. Gracie for subscribing. Thank you guys so much for 267,000 subscribers. Y'all are absolutely insane, bro. There's no way. Shout out to Oliver for subscribing. Sophia for subscribing. Ivy for subscribing. Shout out to Mara for subscribing. Jalen for subscribing. You love the channel. Thank you so much, Quindy. Guys, if you donate, you get your name on the board. The bigger the donor, the bigger the circle you get around your name. Shout out to Emily for subscribing. Shout out to Honey for subscribing. Admire for subscribing. Melissa for subscribing. Addison for subscribing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zaynab, for subscribing. Thank you, Kaisha, for subscribing. Thank you, Sahe, for subscribing. Thank you, Holt, for subscribing. Anais, for subscribing. Emma, for subscribing. Nicole, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Evan, for subscribing. Thank you, Sophia, for subscribing. Thank you, Charlie, for subscribing. Troy, for subscribing. Layla, for subscribing. Thank you, Sophia, for subscribing. Ava, for subscribing. Alexandria, for subscribing. Guys, hit that subscribe button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want a shout out. We're doing lots of shout outs tonight. I post weekly long form videos, do daily live streams and daily shorts. I think you'll like the channel if you're new. Guys, everyone do me a favor. Everyone do me a favor. Double tap your screens on the live like this. Everyone double tap your screens on the live like this. Let's try to get to 2,000 likes, guys. Double tap them. Thank you so much for joining the stream. We've been on stream for 30 minutes so far, guys. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Let's try to get to 268,000. What's up, Hannah? What happened? Shout out to Heth for subscribing. Travis for subscribing. Jackson for subscribing. Vicky for subscribing. Ella for subscribing. Mac for subscribing. Ashton, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Liv, for subscribing. Rayan for subscribing. Nunn for subscribing. Kalia for subscribing. Carter for subscribing. Daytona for subscribing. Thank you, Savannah, for subscribing. Appreciate you. Thank you, Kaysen, for subscribing. Thank you, Blake, for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out. Thank you, Jarvel, for subscribing. Jaden, for subscribing. Emrelia, for subscribing. Asa, for subscribing. Callie, for subscribing. Chanley, for subscribing. Peyton, for subscribing. Ben, for subscribing. Thank you, Miriam, for subscribing. Thank you, Jace, for subscribing. Thank you, LeBron, for subscribing. Thank you, Bartholomew, for subscribing. Aiden, for subscribing. Lila, for subscribing. What's up, Drew? I thought you left the stream. Shout out to Luna for subscribing. Shout out to Nolan for subscribing. Shout out to Ava for subscribing. Thank you so much, guys. We're on our last row of names for this piece of paper. Then we'll move on to the next. Hit that subscribe button. Comment your names down below if you want a shout out. And yeah, if you guys donate, you get your name on the board. Depending on how much, you might get a reward too. $50, you'll get your name on my hand in Sharpie. 100 is a flip. 200, I'll subscribe to your channel. 300 is name on my wall in Sharpie. What's up, Lily? Let's go, y'all. You streaming well right now. I ain't leaving. Hey, let's go. Drew's a real one. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to Kayla for subscribing. Ken for subscribing. Zoe, thank you for subscribing. Kayla for subscribing. Thank you, Kayla, again for subscribing. Devin for subscribing. Mia for subscribing. Olivia, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Devin, for subscribing. Thank you, Mia, again, for subscribing. Samhita for subscribing. Thank you, Gwen, for subscribing. Thank you, Maisie, for subscribing. Thank you, Lila, for subscribing. Thank you, Jaden, for subscribing. Thank you, Reet, for subscribing. Appreciate you so much. Thank you, Lizzie, for subscribing. Thank you, Clara, for subscribing. Thank you, Molly, for subscribing. Thank you, Kendall, for subscribing. Thank you, Anna, for subscribing. Thank you, Jaden, for subscribing. Thank you, Braden, for subscribing. Thank you, Josiah, for subscribing. Thank you, Ryan, for subscribing. Thank you, other Ryan, for subscribing. Presley, for subscribing. Thank you, Kason, for subscribing. Thank you, Isabel, for subscribing. Guys, hit that subscribe button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want a shout out. Appreciate you all so much. Let's get to 268,000 subs, guys. Shout out to Mia for subscribing. Shout out to Karsten for subscribing. Shout out to Ellie for subscribing. Shout out to Zoe for subscribing. Bro, Drew, chill. Shout out to TT for subscribing. Shout out to Shaylin for subscribing. Shout out to Moses for subscribing. Paisley for subscribing. Travis for subscribing. Mila for subscribing. Bro, Drew, you're about to lose mod. Travis, thank you for subscribing. Paisley, thank you for subscribing. Hansel for subscribing. Skylar for subscribing. Kenji for subscribing. Hansel for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat. You're good, Drew. You're good. All right, we finished the whole paper, guys. Look at that. We finished the entire paper. Let's get on to the next one. In the meantime, everyone hit that like button. We're trying to get to 2,000 likes. If you guys donate, you get your name on the board. Everyone do me a favor. Double tap your screens like this on the stream. Everyone double tap like this. Double tap your screens. Let's get to 2,000 likes. Thank you guys so much. We're 700 subscribers away from 268. Let's see if we can get there, y'all. Shout out to Sophia for subscribing. Shout out to Hannah for subscribing. Shout out to Chloe for subscribing. Shout out to Leo for subscribing. Shout out to Nicole for subscribing. Thank you so much. Cami for subscribing. Thank you, Jediah, for subscribing. Thank you, Donna, for subscribing. Thank you, Mia, for subscribing. Thank you, Nicole, for subscribing. Hopefully you get your streaming back soon. Shout out to Malila for subscribing. Edie for subscribing. Brooklyn for subscribing. Bro, Drew, don't worry about it. I used to be like that too. I used to crash out because I saw others grow. But dude, you just got, like, you'll get there too. Gurkai for subscribing. I remember being in your exact position, bro. Shout out to Parker for subscribing. Shout out to Belle for subscribing. Shout out to Lyric for subscribing. Sophia, thank you for subscribing. Parker, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Jakeem, for subscribing. Thank you, Carson, for subscribing. Thank you, Evangeline, for subscribing. Thank you, Harper, for subscribing. Appreciate you so much. Colton, for subscribing. Nick, thank you for subscribing. Kayla, for subscribing. Let's go. Shout out to Chloe for subscribing. Thank you so much. Shout out to Charlotte for subscribing. Appreciate you. Shout out to Margarita for subscribing. Emily for subscribing. Briley for subscribing. Sierra for subscribing. Janet for subscribing. Gia, thank you for subscribing. Lana, thank you for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out. Let's go. Yes, dude, your spam's growing fast. That's good, bro. Shout out to Aaron for subscribing. Shout out to Isabella for subscribing. Shout out to Arden for subscribing. Shout out to Judah for subscribing. Oh, yeah. My old streams? Dude, that was insane. Shout out to Faith for subscribing. Oliver for subscribing. Crystal for subscribing. John for subscribing. Gabriel for subscribing. Kayla for subscribing. Oliver for subscribing. Shout out to Desty for subscribing. Colton for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out. We're 600 subs away. 600 away from 268,000. Appreciate to all of y'all for joining the stream. Shout out to Cannon for subscribing. Skylar for subscribing. Faith for subscribing. Shout out to Maisie for subscribing. Shout out to Quinn for subscribing. Shout out to Krista for subscribing. Ari Cool World for subscribing. Shout out to Max for subscribing. Shout out to Addie for subscribing. Shout out to Nathan for subscribing. Shout out to Liam for subscribing. Thank you so much. Shout out to Junior for subscribing. Shout out to Kinley for subscribing. Shout out to Paisley for subscribing. Shout out to Hudson for subscribing. Shout out to Sarah for subscribing. Shout out to Leighton for subscribing. Shout out to Carson for subscribing. Shout out to Ellie for subscribing. Shout out to Reagan for subscribing. Thank you so much. Shout out to, guys, comment your names in the chat. Hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to Softball Girl. Shout out to Chloe for subscribing. Lily for subscribing. Hudson, thank you for subscribing. Patrick, thank you for subscribing. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Everyone do me a favor. Hit that like button up top. We're 700 likes away from 2,000. Shout out to Brady for subscribing. Shout out to Skylar for subscribing. Shout out to Shub for subscribing. Shout out to Cleanse for subscribing. Gerald for subscribing. Addison for subscribing. Shout out to Brandy for subscribing. Eric! Thank you so much, Eric, for the $2 dono. Let's go! Let's get Eric's name on the board. Eric will put you up top here. Thank you so much, Eric. You're such a goat for that $2 dono. Eric for $2. Appreciate you so much, man. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want a shout out, guys. I'm going to take a quick break. Once we get to 1,400 likes, I'll start doing more shout outs. So everyone double tap your screens like this. Everyone double tap your screens like that. And once we get to 1,400 likes, I'll do more shout outs. If you want a shout out, hit that sub button, hit that like button. Thank you guys so much. All right, y'all. Come on, come on. Let's get to 1,400 likes. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Appreciate y'all so much. Let's go. Shout out to Andrea for subscribing. Shout out to Mia for subscribing. Oh, wait, we didn't get to... Your hair looks more fluffy than usual. Thanks. Like... Ow! Guys, if you haven't watched my long form video, then what are you doing? Why haven't you watched my long form video yet? Why? We're almost at 1,000 views, chat. Come on now. Come on now, chat. What are we doing? What are we doing, chat? Hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want a shout out, guys. Let's go. Comment your names in the chat if you want a shout out. Hit that sub button. You're funny, not gonna lie. Let's go. Guys, if you donate, you get your name on the board. If someone does a $50 dono, I'll write your name on my hand along with these other people from earlier. Shout out to Landon for subscribing. Shout out to Isaiah for subscribing. Shout out to Jonah for subscribing. Shout out to Jefferson for subscribing. Shout out to Nathan for subscribing. Shout out to Brianna for subscribing. Shout out to Berkeley for subscribing. Thank you so much. Jonah for subscribing. Thank you, Kenny, for subscribing. Thank you, Michaela, for subscribing. Thank you, Kayla, for subscribing. Thank you, Issa, for subscribing. Thank you, Maddie, for subscribing. Thank you, Roman, for subscribing. Thank you, Remy, for subscribing. Thank you, Carson, for subscribing. Thank you, Brooks, for subscribing. Thank you, Kate, for subscribing. Let's go. Appreciate y'all so much, y'all. Let's go. Shout out to Vance for subscribing. Shout out to Gianna for subscribing. Shout out to Ellie for subscribing. Shout out to Madeline for subscribing. Shout out to Kate for subscribing. Shout out to Country Kid for subscribing. Shout out to Sammy for subscribing. Shout out to Maggie for subscribing. Shout out to Sasha for subscribing. Thank you so much. Shout out to Late for subscribing. Shout out to Vedhi for subscribing. Get a haircut? No. I'm growing it out this summer, chat. Growing it out. What is the point of this? What do you mean, bro? I'm streaming. You can leave if you don't want to be here. Shout out to Trevor for subscribing. Shout out to Caitlin for subscribing. Shout out to Soli for subscribing. Shout out to Erica for subscribing. Shout out to Kenzie for subscribing. I do not live in Texas, no. Shout out to Isabella for subscribing. Shout out to Shout out to Kenny for subscribing. Shout out to Kevin for subscribing. Shout out to Elizabeth for subscribing. Shout out to Charlie for subscribing. Shout out to Paige for subscribing. Thank you so much. Lorax for subscribing. Thank you, Jabron, for subscribing. Thank you, Paige, for subscribing. Thank you, Mia, for subscribing. Thank you, Lorax, for subscribing. Thank you, Carson, for subscribing. Thank you, Dariana, for subscribing. Thank you, Hannah, for subscribing. Thank you, Lee, for subscribing. Thank you, Jude, for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want a shout out. That's all you got to do. Shout out to Lucas. Shout out to Isabel for subscribing. Shout out to Sam. Shout out to Charlotte for subscribing. Shout out to Ellie for subscribing. Shout out to Isaiah for subscribing. Shout out to Mike for subscribing. Shout out to Xavier for subscribing. Shout out to Nora for subscribing. Shout out to Zara for subscribing. Shout out to Mateo for subscribing. Marcus for subscribing. Shout out to Hope for subscribing. Anna for subscribing. Thank you so much. Shout out to Issa for subscribing. Mira for subscribing. Appreciate you so much. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Let's get to 268,000 subs. And tomorrow, hopefully we can hit 270. Everyone do me a favor and hit that like button, though, guys. We're trying to get to 2,000 likes. Everyone double tap your screens like this on the stream. Double tap your screens like that on the stream. Let's get to 2,000 likes. Double tap them like this. If you donate, you get your name on the board, guys. If you donate. Let's go. Oh. You double tap. Let's go, Cameron. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Guys. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go. Shout out to Holly for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat for a shout out. Let's get to 268. I know I'm screaming. I don't care. Shout out to C-Line for subscribing. Susanna for subscribing. Jaden, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Isame, for subscribing. Thank you, Parker, for subscribing. Thank you, Garrett, for subscribing. Thank you, Parker, for subscribing. Thank you, Vivian, for subscribing. Thank you, Colson, for subscribing. Thank you, Marley, for subscribing. Thank you, Maddox, for subscribing. Thank you, Vania, for subscribing. Thank you, Javon, for subscribing. Thank you, Marley, for subscribing. Thank you, Amira, for subscribing. Thank you, Beckett, for subscribing. Thank you, Marcus, for subscribing. Thank you, Oliver, for subscribing. Thank you, Grace, for subscribing. Thank you, Amay, for subscribing. Thank you, Esme, for subscribing. Thank you, Ellis, for subscribing. Thank you, Ivy, for subscribing. I'm back, just went scrolling on some lives. Nice. Shout out to Lucas for subscribing. Shout out to Carson for subscribing. Shout out to Harper for subscribing. Shout out to Kayla for subscribing. Brianna for subscribing. Harper for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat. Let's get to 268,000, guys. We need 400 more subscribers. Let's go. Shout out to Sydney for subscribing. Shout out to Zara for subscribing. Shout out to Tater for subscribing. Maria for subscribing. Camden for subscribing. Essie for subscribing. Annie for subscribing. Haley for subscribing. Wyatt for subscribing. Charlie for subscribing. Samar for subscribing. Thank you, Alice, for subscribing. Thank you, Savannah, for subscribing. Thank you, Ainsley, for subscribing. Thank you, Monroe, for subscribing. Thank you, Lee, for subscribing. Thank you, Samar, for subscribing. Thank you, Carlos, for subscribing. Thank you, Sydney, for subscribing. Thank you, Parker, for subscribing. Allie, for subscribing. MJ, for subscribing. Ayla, for subscribing. Savannah, for subscribing. Thank you so much. McKenna, for subscribing. Erica, for subscribing. Lucille, for subscribing. Tater, for subscribing. MJ, for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Appreciate y'all so much. Come on now. 400 more subs, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Spam comment your names down in the chat if you want a shout out. Shout out to Hadley for subscribing. Shout out to Dominic for subscribing. Shout out to Ali for subscribing. Shout out to Charlie for subscribing. Daniel for subscribing. Shout out to Sakiwia for subscribing. I don't know. Shout out to Basil for subscribing. Issa for subscribing. Braylon, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Jabron, for subscribing. Thank you, Elise, for subscribing. Thank you, Ava, for subscribing. Thank you, Asher, for subscribing. Thank you, Landon, for subscribing. Thank you, Ava, for subscribing. Thank you, Chase, for subscribing. Thank you, Idosa, for subscribing. Thank you, Lily, for subscribing. Thank you, Sky, for subscribing. Sally, for subscribing. Callan, for subscribing. Come on, guys. We're 500 likes away. Guys, we're 500 likes away from 2,000 likes. Everyone double tap your screens like this. Everyone double click your screens like this. Let's get to 2,000 likes. Thank you guys so much. If someone donates $50, I'll write your name on my hand. $100, I have to do a front flip onto my bed. $200, I'll subscribe to you. $300 plus, you get your name on my wall in Sharpie above my YouTube plaque over there. Right there. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate you. Our top donator so far is Samantha with $30. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to Leon for subscribing. Shout out to Jacob for subscribing. Shout out to Abby for subscribing. Shout out to Marissa for subscribing. Shout out to Brett for subscribing. Shout out to Ava for subscribing. Shout out to James for subscribing. Davina for subscribing. Aiden for subscribing. Ruby for subscribing. Abby for subscribing. Thank you so much. Wesley for subscribing. Thank you, Josie, for subscribing. Thank you, Miles, for subscribing. Thank you, Alex, for subscribing. See ya, Drew. Shout out to Liam for subscribing. Mud for subscribing. Thank you, Liam, again, for subscribing. Daniel, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Wesley, for subscribing. Thank you, Valeri, for subscribing. Thank you, Landon, for subscribing. Thank you, Sands, for subscribing. Thank you, Jersey, for subscribing. Thank you, Jeannie, for subscribing. Hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to Presley for subscribing. Shout out to Damon for subscribing. Shout out to Sydney for subscribing. Shout out to Jace for subscribing. Shout out to Piper for subscribing. Chloe for subscribing. Jack for subscribing. Kylie for subscribing. Kinsley for subscribing. Thank you so much. Amia for subscribing. Thank you, Ania, for subscribing. Thank you, Macy, for subscribing. Thank you, Isabella, for subscribing. Thank you, Emily, for subscribing. Thank you, Leah, for subscribing. Thank you, Ada, for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Spam, comment your names in the chat if you want to shout out. I do daily shorts. I do weekly long-form videos. And I do almost daily live streams. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to shout out. If you haven't liked my shorts already for the day, make sure you go leave a like on the shorts if you want to support the channel. And guys, I posted this vlog yesterday. I posted this video, long-form video yesterday. Slip and slide kickball with my family and cousins. So make sure you go watch that video if you want to watch a slip and slide kickball video. That's pretty awesome. It's only 3 minutes long too. But yeah, guys. If you go watch that video after the stream, comment a heart emoji so I know it's you. A heart emoji so I know it's you from the stream. Shout out to Abby for subscribing. Shout out to Ari for subscribing. Cameron, thank you for subscribing. Faith, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Cooper, for subscribing. Thank you, Ari, for subscribing. Thank you, Anya, for subscribing. Thank you, Ava, for subscribing. Thank you, Liv, for subscribing. Thank you, Anna, for subscribing. Thank you, Cooper, for subscribing. Thank you, Alicia, for subscribing. Thank you, Mia, for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want to shout out. Really appreciate y'all. Let's go. Cindy for the $5 dono. Thank you so much, Cindy. Really appreciate you. Let's get Cindy's name on the board for the $5 dono. Cindy, thank you so much. The bigger the dono, the bigger the circle you get. Right now, you're the third top donator on the board. Samantha, Wes, and then you. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat for a shout out. Let's get to 268,000. Shout out to Liana for subscribing. Shout out to Alicia for subscribing. Shout out to Susanna for subscribing. Shout out to Music for subscribing. Shout out to Leona for subscribing. Shout out to Brielle for subscribing. Shout out to Ava for subscribing. Shout out to Sarah for subscribing. Shout out to Liam for subscribing. Shout out to Skylar for subscribing. Brielle, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Skylar, for subscribing. Thank you so much, Lopez, for subscribing. Really appreciate you. Ed, for subscribing. Thank you, Charles, for subscribing. Phoebe, for subscribing. Thank you so much, Taylor, for subscribing. Cillian, for subscribing. Let's go. Shout out to Levin for subscribing. Really appreciate you. Francisca, for subscribing. Thank you, Mia, so much for subscribing. Zainab, for subscribing. Brielle, for subscribing. Layla, for subscribing. Daisy, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you, Levon, for subscribing. Thank you, Deanna, for subscribing. Thank you, Ella, for subscribing. Thank you, Hesri, for subscribing. Thank you, Caitlin, so much for subscribing. Thank you, Murphy, for subscribing. Really appreciate y'all. Hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. We have one row of names left on this side of the page. So if you want your name on this piece of paper, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Everyone, make sure you double tap your screens on the stream like this, so we can try to get to 2,000 likes, guys. Everyone, double tap your screen like this. Thank you so much, guys. Ow, bro. All right. I'm going to get back into some shout-outs in a second. Shout-outs in a second. We're 250 subs away from 268, guys. Let's try and get there. All right, guys. Shout out to Julian for subscribing. Thank you, Julian. Shout out to John for subscribing. Shout out to Kylie for subscribing. Connor for subscribing. Sophia for subscribing. Shout out to Samuel for subscribing. Shout out to Mila for subscribing. Shout out to Sangman for subscribing. Alice for subscribing. Everly for subscribing. Kaylin for subscribing. Beckett for subscribing. Alice for subscribing. Someone donated. Scroll up. My bad. Hold up. Yo, Brianna Lynn. Brianna Lynn. Thank you so much, Brianna Lynn, for the $5 dono. Or wait, $2 dono. Thank you so much. Brianna Lynn. Your name is on the thing for $2. Really appreciate that donation. Helps out the channel a lot. Thank you so much. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat for a shout out. Once I get to 268,000, I'm going to post a short for y'all. I'm going to post a short for y'all once we get to 268,000 subs. Alright, now I can feel my heart. Shout out to Bennett for subscribing. Shout out to Zaynab for subscribing. Shout out to Jaquavius for subscribing. Cringe, go get a life. Grace and edits, bro. Grace and edits, man. Sitting on my stream. Thank you so much, bro, for the support. Woo! Guys, go subscribe to Grace and Edits. W. Thank you so much, bro, for supporting the channel. Guys, go subscribe to Grace and Edits. Yeah. Shout out to Braxton for subscribing. Shout out to Kendall for subscribing. Shout out to JC for subscribing. Shout out to Hunter for subscribing. Thank you so much. Yo, Hayden. Thank you so much, Hayden, for that $2 dono. Appreciate you so much. Let's get your name on the board for the $2 dono. Big shout out to you. Thank you so much for that. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat if you want a shout out, guys. Let's go. Shout out to JC for subscribing. Thank you so much, JC. Shout out to... Dang, bro, I gave hate and still wholesome. Yeah, man, I don't really care. Like, people hate all the time. It's whatever. Shout out to Mulaney for subscribing. Shout out to Molly for subscribing. Shout out to Josephine for subscribing. Shout out to Joy for subscribing. Thank you so much. Shout out to Mafi for subscribing. Thank you, Kendall, for subscribing. Thank you, Ryan, for subscribing. Thank you, Taya, for subscribing. Thank you, Mafifi, for subscribing. Thank you, Ivy, for subscribing. Let's go, chat. Let's try to get to 268,000 subs. Let's go. We're at 200 away, guys. Shout out to Julian for subscribing. What's up, Julian? Shout out to Caden for subscribing. You're a good person. I shouldn't have said that. Love you, bro. I sub. Thank you so much, Grayson Addis. No problem, man. I know some people, like, hate. It doesn't matter, bro. Like, I know you didn't mean it. It's whatever, man. Thanks for the sub. Shout out to Harriet for subscribing. Shout out to Hal for subscribing. Shout out to Andrea for subscribing. Thank you so much. Shout out to Hal for subscribing. Shout out to Wes for subscribing. Thank you so much, guys. Shout out to Aria for subscribing. Shout out to Christian for subscribing. Shout out to McKenna for subscribing. Shout out to Christopher for subscribing. Thank you guys so much. Let's go. Let's go. Really appreciate all of you guys for supporting and joining the stream. I'm going to be ending it soon. I need to get some rest. But guys, I'm going to post a short for you guys once we get to 268. Everyone make sure you hit that sub button if you want a shout out. Someone donated $2. Shoot, bro. How do I miss it? Bro, no they didn't. Oh, yeah, I already got them on the board. Hayden, right? Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Let's try to get to 2,000 likes. Everyone, do me a favor. Double tap your screens like this. Everyone, double tap your screens like this. Let's get to 2,000 likes. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate y'all. Chat, what audio should I lip sync to for the post I'm going to do? Is your neck okay? No, not really. I'm not gonna lie. It hurts. Yo, Hayden, thank you so much, Hayden. Hayden, really appreciate you for that. Another $2 dono. Let's get Hayden's circle a little bigger. Hayden for $4. Thank you so much, bro. Really appreciate you. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat. We're 170 away from 268. Absolutely wild, bro. Shout out to Percival for subscribing. Shout out to Kylan for subscribing. Shout out to Gloria for subscribing. Shout out to Jose for subscribing. Marley for subscribing. Landry for subscribing. Steven, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Ava, for subscribing. Thank you, Carson, for subscribing. Thank you, Theresa, for subscribing. Thank you, Abby, for subscribing. Thank you, Kylene, for subscribing. Thank you, Axel, for subscribing. Give me a circle. Hey, JT plays. Your name was Julian, I think. Julian, let's get your name on here for the $2 dono. Let's go. $2 dono, we'll put you right here. Julian for $2. Thank you so much, man. He got his circle right there. Let's go. And, oh my goodness, Hayden with another. And Silas is back. Silas for $1. Let's get Silas right here. And Hayden's up to $6. Thank you so much, Hayden. Really appreciate you, man. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. The bigger the dono, the bigger the circle you get, guys. Hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat if you want a shout out. Let's get to 268,000. I'm 15 years old. Shout out to Shifty for subscribing. Shout out to Andy for subscribing. Shout out to Charlie for subscribing. Shout out to Elena for subscribing. Shout out to Andy for subscribing. Sasa for subscribing. Emma for subscribing. Melody for subscribing. Thank you so much. Gabriel for subscribing. Thank you, Evelyn, for subscribing. Thank you, Bree, for subscribing. Thank you, Emma, for subscribing. Thank you, Weston, for subscribing. Thank you, Emery, for subscribing. Thank you, Asa, for subscribing. Thank you, Jabron, for subscribing. Yo, H Prods. Thank you so much, H Prods, for the $1 dono. Oh, crap. Let's get your name on the board. Thank you so much. H Prods. $1 dono. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. Appreciate each and every one of you supporting the channel. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. We're 130 subs away. Shout out to Christopher for subscribing. Shout out to Lexi for subscribing. Shout out to Chaya for subscribing. Shout out to Ryan for subscribing. Clay for subscribing. Thank you so much. Ava for subscribing. Ashlyn for subscribing. Ariana for subscribing. Clay for subscribing. Jabron for subscribing. Ellie for subscribing. Let's go, guys. Hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want a shout out. Appreciate y'all so much. Shout out to Winnie for subscribing. Shout out to Morgan for subscribing. Shout out to Liam for subscribing. I'm 15. Shout out to Sadie for subscribing. Wesley for subscribing. Morgan for subscribing. Shout out to Simon for subscribing. Thank you so much. Shout out to Elnim for subscribing. Shout out to Emery for subscribing. Thank you so much. Morgan for subscribing. Thank you, Jade, for subscribing. Carlos for subscribing. Olivia for subscribing. Savannah for subscribing. Jabron for subscribing. Evelyn for subscribing. Shout out to Livy for subscribing. Salone for subscribing. Olivia for subscribing. Paisley for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want a shout out. Shout out to Lucy for subscribing. Popeye for subscribing. Iris for subscribing. Wesley for subscribing. Emery for subscribing. Landry for subscribing. Nathan, thank you for subscribing. Danica for subscribing. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Shout out to Juju for subscribing. Come on, guys. We're 100 subs away. Shout out to Anna for subscribing. Shout out to Sienna for subscribing. Shout out to Addie for subscribing. Shout out to Grayson for subscribing. Shout out to Ava for subscribing. Lana for subscribing. Shout out to Joshua for subscribing. Shout out to Izzy for subscribing. Shout out to Selena for subscribing. Shout out to Juju for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want a shout out. Thank you guys so much for supporting. Shout out to Gianna for subscribing. Shout out to Kyler for subscribing. Guys, we're 100 away. Shout out to Naomi for subscribing. Shout out to Ava for subscribing. Emery for subscribing. Alexa for subscribing. Jomez for subscribing. Colt for subscribing. Ava for subscribing. Pearson for subscribing. Landry for subscribing. Summer for subscribing. Jackson for subscribing. Hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Shout out to Ella. Shout out to Aaron. Shout out to Elena. Shout out to Melody. Shout out to Tiffany for subscribing. Shout out to Jax for subscribing. Shout out to Muji for subscribing. Lexi for subscribing. Aya for subscribing. Aubrey for subscribing. Kyler for subscribing. I saw your brothers at soccer camp. Dude, they told me. They told me, bro. That's crazy. Let me subscribe to you, bro. Let me give you a sub. Sports Life. Sports Life, Sports Life, Sports Life. Where is my boy? There he is. Dude, I subbed. I subbed to you, bro. Thank you so much for all the support, man. Shout out to Molly for subscribing. Shout out to Nyla for subscribing. Shout out to Calvin for subscribing. Shout out to Iceland for subscribing. Shout out to Alex for subscribing. You're a W streamer, my God. Thank you so much. Shout out to Alex for subscribing. Shout out to Chelsea for subscribing. Shout out to Wesley for subscribing. Shout out to Pascal for subscribing. Shout out to Nico for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Call me your names down in the chat. I saw your brothers at the soccer camp. You too? Did you actually? I'm going to ask them. Don't lie to me. Let's go, chat. Call me your name. What the? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat if you want a shout out. You saw my bro at No, that's not how much I made, Grayson Oates, by the way. That's estimated. Estimated revenue. And you guys weren't supposed to see that. Bro. Yeah, facts. Give me the 248K. I know you meant 268K, but that was kind of funny. All right, chat, let's go. 268K, we're 80 subs away. Hit that subscribe button. Comment your names in the chat if you want a shout out. Let's go. Shout out to Landry for subscribing. Shout out. My videos may make you laugh. AW. Shout out to Jessica for subscribing. Shout out to Kyler for subscribing. Shout out to Elena for subscribing. Maddie for subscribing. Zayden for subscribing. Simon for subscribing. Easton for subscribing. Thank you guys so much. Guys, hit that subscribe button. Comment your names down in the chat. Let's go. Appreciate y'all so much. I'm going to hop off stream soon. Guys. I'm getting tired. Getting very tired, yo. Alright, come on. Let's do some more shout-outs. One more row of shout-outs. Shout out to Maddie for subscribing. Shout out to Monty for subscribing. Caden for subscribing. Landry for subscribing. Liam for subscribing. Abby for subscribing. Caden for subscribing. Elena for subscribing. Olivia for subscribing. Shout out to Kyler for subscribing. Shout out to Eva for subscribing. Shout out to Dylan for subscribing. Shout out to Kyler for subscribing. Shout out to Grace for subscribing. Shout out to Landry for subscribing. Shout out to Anna for subscribing. Elsie for subscribing. Shout out to Calvin for subscribing. Thank you so much. I'm 15. Shout out to Landry for subscribing. Tomato for subscribing. You saw me at the lake? No way, bro. Shout out to Mason for subscribing. Gabriel for subscribing. Denise for subscribing. Sydney for subscribing. Summer for subscribing. Charlotte for subscribing. Caden for subscribing. Mary for subscribing. Liam for subscribing. Summer for subscribing. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want a shout out. Let's go. Shout out to Caden for subscribing. Isha for subscribing. Trinity for subscribing. Shout out to Dom for subscribing. Olivia, thank you for subscribing. Amber, thank you for subscribing. Corey, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Ethan, for subscribing. Thank you, Asa, for subscribing. Thank you, Nathan, for subscribing. Appreciate you guys so much. Hit that sub button. Comment your names down in the chat if you want a shout out, guys. Let's go. Alright, I'm going to make a video real quick. Yo, what's up, chat? I'm on stream right now. Let's get to 268,000. Anyways, guys, if you haven't watched my new long form video, go watch it. It's linked down below. Thank you so much, guys. Alright, bet. Let me just slap a video or a song on there. Okay, video to 1K views. Guys, I'm about to post this. Everyone hit that subscribe button. I'm about to post this. Well, I can't even speak. Yo, Corey, thank you so much, Corey, for the $5 dono. Really appreciate you. That helps out the channel a lot. Guys, everyone hit that subscribe button. Let's get Corey on here for the $5 dono. Corey, for $5, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Let's go. Alright, guys, I'm posting the video right now. Make sure you go like up the short. Everyone go like up the short. Thank you guys so much. Alright, chat. I'm gonna get off stream soon. I'm actually so tired, bro. Chat, come on. We're 23 subs away. Let's do a few more shout-outs, a few more names. Let's go. Shout out to Darvin for subscribing. Shout out to Sky for subscribing. Thank you, Sky. Shout out to Layla for subscribing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ty, for subscribing. Thank you, Noon, for subscribing. Thank you, Eli, for subscribing. Stella, for subscribing. Shout out to Sasha for subscribing. Nevin for subscribing. Shout out to Kirsten for subscribing. Thank you so much. Guys, hit that sub button. Comment your names in the chat. Shout out to Caden. Shout out to Parker. Shout out to Chris for subscribing. Shout out to Caden again. Shout out to Piper for subscribing. Shout out to Kirsten for subscribing. Shout out to Thomas for subscribing. Shout out to Chase for subscribing. Shout out to Austin for subscribing. Shout out to Bethany for subscribing. Shout out to Elena for subscribing. Shout out to Caden for subscribing again. Shout out to Adam. Shout out to Nevea for subscribing. Shout out to Kinsley for subscribing. Shout out to Elena for subscribing. Navy for subscribing. Vale for subscribing. Logan for subscribing. Caden for subscribing. Elena for subscribing. Thank you guys so much. Last one, Liliana for subscribing. And we'll do one more. Grace for subscribing. Thank you guys so much. That's it for the shout-outs. I'm going to... Hold on, guys. That's it for the shout-outs for today. That's all the names and shout-outs we're doing for the day. But... Oh, crap. Thank you so much for 268. That is insane, guys. We came on here thinking like, all right, let's go for 266. But no, we hit 268, chat. Y'all are actually goats. Make sure you go like up the shorts. I'm going to post one more short. And make sure you go like up this short, guys. Go like up this short. Like it up. Comment. Go watch it. Look, all you have to do to watch the video is click. Boom. Takes you right to the video. We're trying to get it to 1,000 views, 300 likes. So make sure you go like up, comment on it, watch it. It's a 3-minute kickball slip and slide video. I think you'll like it. But yeah, I'm going to go post one more short for the night. And peace out. God bless y'all. God loves you. I love y'all. Have a great rest of your night. Sleep well. You're cancer free. Let's go, Nadia. Thank the Lord. Let's go. Anyways, chat. Peace out. Go like up the shorts. I'm about to post another short, guys. Go like them up right now. Leave a comment. Say I was in the live stream. I'll heart your comments. All right. See y'all later. Peace out. I'm working on a new long form video. Y'all are gonna like. I post weekly long form videos. And when you guys watch the long form videos, it helps out so much. So yeah, peace out, guys. God loves you. Thank you so much for the support.